Hello everyone, I'm Diana from Australian Asian Culture Association, and this is Chloris.
Hello everyone.
Today we're going to make dumpling, the only and very best Chinese food for Chinese New Year. So this is the food we eat at the moment that old year enter into new year. That's why we call it 饺子, which means join together. All right, shall we start?
Yeah.
Okay, lovely. The dough takes a long time to rest, so I've prepared some beforehand. However, it is important to show you how freestyle you can get when you make dumpling dough, right? So what we do is we put flour and we use 1 chopsticks, 3 or 4 fillings. So what we do, we call it make snowflakes. We pour water very slowly, and at the same time we keep stirring with the chopstick until all the dough, the flour and water blend into very small pieces, but not all of them. So it takes practice and experience to do it perfectly, and I'm trying and learning still. All right, so what happens here is you can see there's still quite a lot of dry flour here, but we can't put more water in. And the next stage, we use our hand, try to squeeze all this into this dough. Only sprinkle. If you found it's still too much in there, you can, but we cannot pour water in there. Instead, we use our hand to sort of splash. And then bit by bit, bit by bit we form a dough like.
Not too sweat, not
too dry. Yeah. So that's really experience. Some people have very strong hands, and they prefer sort of the skin with the texture, so they try to make it harder. But with my strength, I'll have to find out the perfect portion for me, for my hand to handle. All right, and dough becomes something like this, very easy to shape after about 2 hours resting. So resting for dough is very important. Otherwise, if it's something like this, it's not manageable anyway. So because of the time limit, so I would leave this here and start to work on the filling. It's here, right. Today I'm gonna, as a mom, I always like to make the filling that is healthy, at the same time have the flavor. So I found that mushroom and carrot is one of the best combination, and it goes very well with all kinds of meat, either pork, beef, lamb, or chicken. With the flavors is very personal. I can't recommend anything like, and can't guarantee you like. So I won't recommend anything. However, I found one thing that is very easy to work with when we work with meat is this Moroccan seasoning. We use this to make stew, but it goes very well in the filling as well, because children always want something like with a stronger flavor. It's a lot easier to make them to accept the filling instead of something plain. All right, and sesame oil is another thing. It brings up the smell, or do we say the fragrance of the filling. At the same time, it neutralizes the meaty odor of what can I say, of pork, because we do know pork tastes different in Australia from Asian countries because of the legal reason. Okay, I won't go too far with that. And
can we all use other oil? Like olive oil.
I'm not sure about olive oil because some people might prefer, but Asian people like
I know.
the fancy, I'll say fancy sesame oil because they believe it's a very healthy oil as well. All right.
Okay.
So, Chloris, can you help me with the filling? So, with what we do is we do you know how to use it? It's very simple. Just put it inside. Put it in there and like this and roll. Some people use food processor, but I found the heat from food processor will have big impact on the flavor of vegetables. So I use this very old-fashioned means the other way. Okay. And also I put some shallot and ginger in the mince, mixed with the meat first. Okay. All right.
Should you put more?
I'll leave that to you. Okay. Yeah, that's quite much the basic seasoning and flavor for the filling. And the trick when you work with vegetable that is very wet and sometimes produce a lot of water, what we do is we put all the flavor in the meat and then only mix the meat with the vegetable at the final stage. With dumpling, we all know that we can buy packed dumpling skin from shops, but that's not what Chinese people would do for the Chinese New Year feast. I do the pre-packed, commercialized dumpling skin in normal days, just to get rid of the housework as soon as possible. However, for the Chinese New Year feast, we'll have to really make the dumpling skin with the sincere heart and all the good wish in our heart, and put good fortune in the filling. We sterilize some coins and then wrap in there. Whoever gets the dumpling with the coin in there will sort of like win a lotto or something. All right, so there is a special technique to roll the dumpling skin, and many people find tricky. However, it's a lot easier than you thought. So I'm going to demonstrate that in the slow motion. Okay, so it's like playing music, like 1 and turn, 2 and turn. So one hand turn, the other hand roll the pin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there we do. Okay, so that's what happens after you do like few beats, few bars of that music. All right. So if you like it thick, you just make it smaller, or make this dough a little bit bigger. That's all. And the good thing about this handmade dumpling skin is the middle is a little bit thicker than the side. So when you sort of pin it together, the thickness will become even. So, wow, for some reason we believe it tastes nicer, but that's up to you to decide. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate, make another one. 哎呀，你不用把这个全部弄掉，我们做4、5个就可以了。Okay, let's do 6 bars. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 4. No, that's too much. So it doesn't take 20 steps to do that. Actually, I get 4 times 4 will be good enough to make this one. Okay, so Chloris, how we go? Oh, that's very nice, very nice. Good. Yeah. All right. Okay, so that's the vegetable we mixed with a bit of meat. Again, it's very personal. It doesn't have to be strict. I know this is so different from Western style of cooking. You have this measuring cup and measuring spoons, and like scales to make sure your recipe is perfect. But Chinese dumpling is just this freestyle, all right? Because once they are wrapped in the skin, they all taste fantastic. Okay, so often we have a step before we wrap it. We use microwave to heat up the filling to see whether it's the right taste. It needs to be a little bit saltier than you want, because adding up with the skin, it will taste less salty. Okay, let's start. All right. So this is another secret weapon to make dumpling. Chloris, do you want to make it for us? So I'll keep rolling for you. All right.
Just put the filling inside, and you can see. Maybe some. Yeah. You can put more, and just like this. See? Then another one, so you can make a beautiful dumpling. See? With your finger. Okay. Okay, dumpling. Okay. Second one. You know, when I was young, my family also get together to make dumpling. My mother make the skin, you know, so we can talk to each other. Yeah, it's really good.
It's another very fun activity I recommend to the parents who want to get their children away from computer games.
Yes, you can make that with your kids, and I think your kids will love that. They will. I think they can eat out all the dumpling they made.
That's right. Yeah. Sometimes they're so terrible, but they just love it because that's made by their own hands. Okay. All right. So, there are basically three ways to cook dumplings. So what we've already got here are boiled, look like this, and pan fried, look like this. And today we will do the steamed dumpling. So that's a bamboo steamer, and it gives this very nice bamboo fragrance when you use this to cook. So I would not replace this with any other type of steamer when it comes to steamed Chinese food.
Yes.
All right, let's keep going.
Okay.
Okay, I better boil water at the same time. Let's just pretend to boil water, okay? So turn on the fire to the highest and wait for the water to boil before you put the steamer on top of this. If the steam is a bit leaking, that's fine. That should be enough to cook the dumpling. Okay.
Diana, I have a question, because some people just complain. They, you know, they think it's very hard to make the skins.
Yeah.
But I think they can buy that, right?
Yeah,
buy
they
that
can
in
buy.
Chinese shop.
That's right. That's what I do during the normal days.
Yes,
you know, but you don't sort of compromise the taste for Chinese New Year, and it's only once a year. So
yes.
No big deal. Yeah. But the machine-made dumpling skins are very nice and even. So I reckon it's best for the pan-fried dumpling. The texture is a lot better because it's very strong. But when you boil it, particularly after you freeze it for a while, it will just fall apart. So if you want to freeze your dumpling, the handmade is the best choice. Okay, shall we do more? I just make it like.
Maybe we just try this first.
Okay. So, you do that. You from both sides. So I'll make something different. What I do is I just do from one side to the other side. Yes, so many different types of way of making dumpling. Okay. You use that one. I'll keep rolling. So I guess Chinese people invented this like family activity of making dumpling. So they look forward to some nice food, so they don't fight in this happy, peaceful day. Try to give some space between the dumplings when you steam it, because after steaming, the skin get very soft and sticky, so it will stick together if you put it next to each other. Cute. Talking about dumplings, that's a nickname of dumpling we call ingot, right? Yeah, ingot that made of gold or silver. So again, Chinese New Year is full of good wishes and like good fortune to everyone. So when you eat dumplings, thinking about, I'm eating ingot one by one. So I'll have a very fruitful, very productive year in the coming year. Oh, so I've made a Chloris. We got a problem here. I've made a square shape.
Oh, okay.
Is all right?
Yes.
Can you manage it? Okay. See. So now that's why. Don't worry about your kids is rolling your dumpling skin, because no matter what shape they make, we can always sort of pinch it together and make a perfect ingot. Okay, I'll leave that to you. I remember some of these, some of my friends, they can roll
Double,
the skin,
right?
a few pieces, and they're so fast. I remember a friend of mine used to like roll, and 4 persons make the dumpling at the same time.
My mom can do that. My mom.
Yes.
She's very fast. Yeah.
So it doesn't take 16 beats, huh? And the arm gets quite sore after a while. So
just like kind of exercise.
That's a very good exercise. Just only uneven. One arm get really sore and the other doesn't. So I strongly recommend everyone in the family should learn how to roll the dumpling skin, so you can take turns to do that.
It's quite fun.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But only if you force them to repeat it 100 times and see what happens. Okay.
Last time my daughter has a birthday party, and we just invite some friends, kids here, and I taught them how to make the dumpling. They like to do that.
Of course, yeah. Dumpling, I could say this is one of the favorite food of the entire world. No matter which culture background they're from, they're fascinated. Yeah. 2 more minutes.
I think that already.
No, it's not. Right. So, after the water boils, we put this on like this, because time might not allow us to do that. Okay. And steam it if it's freshly made. Steam it for about 10 minutes. If it's frozen, we just put the frozen dumplings straight on in the steamer. We don't defrost it and then put it on. Otherwise, if we defrost it, will become like very sticky. The skin, there's no way you can pick it up. So put it on while still frozen and steam for 15 to 20 minutes. We do need to taste it if you're not experienced. Just pick one and taste it to make sure the filling are thoroughly cooked. All right. I think that's all for today.
Yes.
Right? We had a lot of fun. And, we will do that for Chinese New Year at home, and hopefully you've learned how to make it and make another dish for your dinner. Thank you very much.
Enjoy your dumpling. Thank
Happy
you.
New
Bye.
Year!